That was the most anticlimactic ending ever. But at least it was funny that somebody pointed out on Twitter, uh, OKC season ended on someone foul baiting on Shea, which I thought was hilarious. Even though Shea obviously has had an incredible playoff series, incredible playoffs overall. Uh, I think he, you know, as great as he is, I think he still can be a little more aggressive and more assertive in certain points and at certain times. But that's the next part of his game. I think next year you'll see him go for a 50-50 ball in some of those playoff games. Honestly, even though obviously from year to year it's much different. Even though they're a young team, you never know in the NBA really, honestly, because so many great young players, so many great teams, so many that everyone is playing to win, right? So uh, can't be 100% certain that they're gonna be back. But I mean, with this OKC Thunder team, I don't think they're gonna be the one seed again. But who knows, right? I don't think anybody will be thinking they're missing the playoffs or shit, right? And Shea has proven he is that guy, which is huge, and that's obviously awesome. And it was a banger ending besides the anticlimactic foul, but Shea made some really incredible shots. Jalen Williams made a tough three-pointer. Kyrie had some shots. PJ Washington hit like three of them. I mean, two of them because well, he didn't hit more, but obviously he had those free throws. Luka did his thing. I thought he played a really great game besides the turnovers, which I would say he obviously I don't think he had a turnover in the second half. So I think he corrected that in the second half. Oh, he did have two, but they were probably a little early in the second half. But he obviously did correct that part of the game. Kyrie took 23 shots, was as aggressive as we've seen him all series, and in the second half he finally woke up because I thought he was really awful in the first half. So that was huge for them. And at the end of the day, the biggest stars of this Dallas win are Derrick Jones Jr. and Derek Lively. Derrick Jones Jr. was locked in, made one of the toughest shots you'll see, which made this a 5-point game with what was it, like minute 20 left before Shea hit that step back three ball to make it a 2-point game with a minute to go or something like that, right? And it was insane. It was absolutely insane. Uh, Dallas destroyed them on the boards. That's probably the biggest thing OKC needs to work on. I don't know if you wanna uh, go bigger and move, Jalen and Lou Dort, uh, to be the the shooting guard, small forward, and have a Chet play as the power forward. Get a big man in there. I don't know if that could work. I think Chet will also gain more experience, obviously, from this, and he'll be better because he got really bullied out there, uh, rebounding wise. And I thought he had overall a weird series. Him and Jalen Williams had the best game of this series tonight. I'm pretty sure, maybe game one, but they were really inconsistent in this series, and um, I still feel like their shots come in too hard, and I don't know, in just something weird about their shot selection, and I'm not sure if shot selection is the right word. The shot diet, that's the better word, right? The shot diet is kind of weird. Obviously, you gotta do something with Josh Giddey. That's the main thing. And I mean, if you're OKC, you were, you know, you were so close anyway. And at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing for OKC is the experience. They'll obviously move on from Giddey or whatever the hell they do. We'll see. And we'll see what they can do in free agency. Hopefully their young guys who weren't shooting as well in these playoffs as they were in the regular season can, with this experience, shoot better next year. Uh, I think that's what failed them the most at the end of the day. They lived and died by the three ball and the rebounding, of course. But the three ball was the biggest difference. And today they finally shot well, but overall throughout the series they were just not great from the 3-point line, and way too many missed opportunities from the 3-point line from good shooters. Um, which is tough. It's just tough. But I was really impressed with OKC. I think really the only thing that OKC, for me, the two things with OKC is that I want to see better shot diet for Jalen Williams and Chet. I think Chet could, 15 shots was probably the most he took in this series. I'm pretty sure. Maybe in game one, but I don't remember. But I don't think he took more than 15 shots. Um, And maybe you could, you know, try to get him more involved offensively. It feels like he was relegated to too many, uh, catch and shoot three balls. And I know he's not like a great shot creator, but maybe you need to empower him there more. Uh, because he clearly has some back to the basket game. He has a good shooting touch overall. So um, I don't know if you can empower Chet to be a little more shot creating. I liked when he got that mid range in the middle. I thought maybe you could try that next year to involve that more to get him, wide open mid range shots, wide open, you know, I don't know, get him into the mid range a little bit more. Maybe I don't know. I'm just obviously a fan and not like a basketball expert. That's just what my intuition tells me at the end of the day. Um, and with Shea, I would say, with Shea, he needs to be a little more aggressive. That's for sure something I think uh, can happen. I know he had 25 shots, 36 points, 8 assists. He was still great, but I felt like, in this game he could have been even more aggressive. That's just what I felt. And I'm gonna keep it as honest as I can, right? Um, and honestly, the same goes for Luka a little bit today. I thought he could have been a little more aggressive, but they were teaming him a little more today. So that's obviously uh, it was a little harder for him. But Derrick Jones Jr. I talked about. I got away from the biggest story of this game for them. Derek Lively, right? Derek Lively. What a playoff series. Uh, so happy for him. What happened, obviously. Uh, Rest in peace to his mother. I don't know how to talk about this, but I was rooting for him before, but stories like that always make it even better in some way. Obviously, not better because I don't want to get into that, but I'm so happy for him, man. I'm just really so happy for him. He has been sensational. His rim protection has been sensational. The free throw shooting, such a dog, man. Just an absolutely insane player. And I'll be forever jealous that the Mavericks got him, man. Um, yeah. So shout out to Derek Lively. Jaden Hardy also shout out to him. He had some solid moments, even though he was a minus 15. I still like his confidence and the empowerment. And the Mavs now wait what happens tonight between Minnesota and Denver. Jokic against Luka sounds fun, and I feel like this was gonna happen. I talked about it earlier that it just feels like it's either gonna be OKC Minnesota or Dallas Denver, and that I don't know, they just felt right to me. So we'll see if I was right or wrong. Anyway, what a great game 6 with a little bit of an anticlimactic ending, but the Mavs are moving on. They're gonna be tough to beat. Luka's looking healthier. Kyrie, if he finds a way to elevate his offensive game, and if Lively obviously stays the course defensively, the role players also look all confident, right? So everything's looking good for the Mavericks. We'll see obviously how it looks against Denver or Minnesota, which we'll get to know tonight. And I'm excited, man. As I said, I got Denver, and I'm gonna pick the Pacers for whatever reason. I just feel like the Pacers are gonna win this game 7. Or maybe that's just me hoping at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm gonna put a poll out into the community tab. You can vote if you want. If you don't, that's also fine. Or let me know in the comment section who you got in game 7s. And as always, be kind to yourself and to others. Chase your dreams. Stand on your morals. Remember, nobody's perfect. We can only try to be as, I would say, as I don't know, as moral as possible and as human as possible at the end of the day. Yeah, that sounds all right. I don't know. Didn't roll off the tongue as I wanted to. But yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow with game 7 videos. And then we head into the conference finals, man. We obviously will have the Cavs already playing. I mean, the Celtics playing on, what is it, on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure the game is already scheduled. So that is that. I'll catch you all Monday with game 7s. Bye bye. Love you all.